Hi everybody, it's Mike Taggert. I'm here with Attainable Flies and attainableflies.com. If you like these flies, go ahead and like our YouTube channel, subscribe, and also share the videos. Okay, now this is a wonderful little fly, and I came up with this color pattern just to see what it would do. And I took it up to Beaver Creek up in Maryland. This was the only fly that any fish would hit all day long. It was a dark day. It had been raining, and it started raining right after there was a front moving through. And for some reason, this particular fly caught the attention of all the fish. So I do like this fly. The water up there was clear. It was a little bit of turbidity to it, but it wasn't terrible. It was low water. And so a little bit about what's going on here. First off is our hook. This is a CO68 Mustad, 2 extra hard and extra short. Okay, everybody got that? All right. The other thing that you need for this fly is a little bit of polypropylene yarn. Now this is tan, but the color that I'm going to be using is fluorescent orange. Bright hotspot color. Then along with that, we're going to be using a little bit of UTC brassy size gold wire. It's important to use the gold on here. Makes the colors look really, really good together. Then the thread I'm using, I've been using a lot of Magpie, and this is Magpie polyester. Their colors are really vibrant, and that's what I like about it. This is a thread fly, so meaning that there's no dubbing on it to build out your fly. So you want something that's going to convey the color that you want, and for this I really like this vibrant color. It seems that this color is really, really good, especially in the early spring, middle of the spring. It was the first part of May when I went up to Cedar Creek up there. Tie that little whoops there down. Make sure that's in there good. And if you didn't catch what happened there, as I cut my tag end, I also cut a loop of the thread. So I just want to make sure that's out of there. Now, I'm going to take a little piece of the gold wire, and usually I won't take my wire all the way up, but in this case I want to really hold that bead in place. This is a tiny little fly, so you really want to put that wire up under that bead. That'll help. See how it builds up that extra little bit of space right there. Okay. All right. That's good. I'll make sure the autofocus is focusing on that hook. Yes. There we go. Hopefully you can see that better. I'll work on getting a pretty good taper going here. Again, with all of your nymphs, you don't want to go super thick, because your nymphs, and this is the reason a zebra nymph works so good, is if you were to actually sign out some of the nymphs that are floating around on the bottom of the river, you're going to find that underneath those rocks, they're little skinny little things. And that's what the fish are eating. They're not eating this giant fly. They're eating the little flies. And so that's what you want to put in there. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this fire. They said it's a fluorescent red. It's actually an orange, fluorescent orange. I'm going to just catch that in. Nice big loop there to catch that in. A couple of holding wraps all the way down. Then I'm going to tighten that up. Now, because this is a thread-based fly, you're going to have to make sure to get all those extra fibers completely covered. Okay. Now this is a thread fly, so I'm going to let my thread unwind a little bit. Pull some of these fibers off here. Bring my thread around, and by unspinning it, I'm getting a much flatter thread coverage. You can see I'm really getting a nice taper built up there. I'm going to come back here for a second because I see an error. Well, I think I can work that error out. You can't, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but there's a thread loop caught right there on the end. There we go. Just going to twink. And we're just going to tie that in. That'll be when I clean up. That'll be one of the things that I get off of there. There we go. Now I got a couple little extra fibers. You can see them on the camera there. I'm just going to nip those off. Now, at this point, I'm going to come around with my wire. I'm going to get that rib going. You really want to get that good segmented, because if you look at the mayfly nymphs under the water, they've got a good segmented body. And so you want to make sure that you imitate as much of that as you can. Now, got my wire there. I'm going to loop around. I'm going to catch it in on the back side. A couple, 3 or 4 turns. I'm going to lock it in on the front side. A couple, 3 or 4 turns. I'm going to come in back behind it again and just let my bobbin hang. I'm going to hook up to that off. There we go. Now, I'm going to finish the thread portion with a whip finish right here at the end. Pull that off. That's all the thread it needs to be. Now for the hot spot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to come in just about the width of that bead and just nip that right off. Now, to finish the fly, I like to break out the secret weapon, Solarens. This is Solarens Bone Dry Thin. This is really, really good stuff. And I'm going to put a nice drop right across the wraps of those threads. And I'm going to get that little bead right there at the front. You notice this isn't thick goop like most UV resins. This is a very thin, just kind of protect everything. And because it's a resin on there, that's going to change the color of that thread just a little bit. Get that a good bake on there. And that is the spicy olive.